Today we are going to cover the last topic of the standard deviation. So today's topic is standard deviation in the continuous series. So we have already discussed the how to calculate the standard deviation of the ungrouped data. Again, grouped data. In case of the group data, we have already calculated the discrete series. So if the data is present in the form of discrete series, we have also calculated by means of the shortcut method. Next topic and the last topic of the standard deviation is the how to calculate it if the data is given in the continuous series. So if the group data is given in the continuous series means from 20 to 30 class interval, there will be a certain class interval and the frequency. So if the data is given x in the form of a class interval from 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. So if the data is given in this way, then how to calculate the standard deviation? So by two methods we can calculate the standard deviation. That is the direct method and another is the shortcut method. So we have already discussed shortcut method and their formula. Here the formula of shortcut method is little bit different, or certain addition is there in the shortcut method. So in order to calculate the standard deviation continuous series by means of direct method, here only one thing is to be added, that is summation of f and then summation of f and then bracket started x minus x bar the whole square divided by n. So square root of all those things. So this is how by means of direct method we can calculate the data in the continuous series. But here what is x? X is the mid value. So you know that when the data are given in the class interval, that time we have to find out the mid value. And what is x bar? X bar is the arithmetic mean, and f. What is this f? F is the frequency. Here n is taken as the total number of frequency. N is the observation, and the observation can be taken as total number of frequency. So coming up to the next slide, the procedure for the continuous series. In order to calculate the continuous series, there are certain procedures. You have to follow the procedure and then you have to calculate, apply on the table and calculate it. Now the procedure, first one is that first you have to find out the mid value. You know that it is given in the form of class interval. So you have to find out the first thing mid value as an x in of each class. हर एक class का mid value हमें पहले find out पता होना चाहिए. That will be considered as x. Later on, consider any of the mid value you have taken one of the data as an assumed mean. So this is the how to calculate the continuous series by means of shortcut method. Shortcut method. So in order to calculate through shortcut method, we have to first find out the mid value. Then we have to find out the take the any type of assumed mean of the x, and then you have to compute as d, deviation find out karna hai, and if deviation will be always x minus a. This is capital A. What is a? A is the assumed mean. So you have to subtract the variables you have to find out the difference between the variables and the assumed mean. That will be the deviation, and then divide by the common factor or class interval जितना है उससे divide करना. So you can write it down. Deviation is equal to x, that is variable, minus assumed mean divided by C. C is the class interval. So if it is considered, it is 20 to 30, 30 to 40. So the class interval will be the 10. So what will be the difference between the lower class limit and the higher class limit? That will be taken as the class interval. So what is D? D is the common, divide by the common factor or class interval. Okay. Next is we have to apply the formula. The formula will be standard deviation sigma is equal to, the formula of the shortcut method remains the same. Only one thing is added, is that you have to multiply it here by means of C or I. What is I or C? C is the class interval. So what is I? I is the common class interval, or C you can write it down. You can write both, either C or I, but I or C should be the class interval. So it can be calculated by means of D is equal to x minus A divided by the difference between the class interval. What is A? A is the assumed mean and F is the frequency. So we have to apply this formula in order to calculate the standard deviation in the continuous series. Let us see how to calculate the standard deviation. Now here one example is given to you. You have to calculate the standard deviation for the following distribution. So distribution is given in the form of class interval. So we have to first find out the median. We know the procedure. What is the procedure? The procedure is, first we have to find out the standard deviation. First we have to find out the median. So here the data is given in the form of a class interval. So here the data is given in the form of class interval. At the same time, this frequency is given. So 40 to 50 variables are 62, 50 to 60 variables are 85. In this way you can find out the frequency as well as the x variable is given, but the data is continuous. So we have to first find out the mid value. We know the procedure. According to the procedure, first, in case of class interval, we have to find out the mid value as an x. So here we have arranged in the form of a table. Here first column should be written as a profit and the next column should be the mid value. And the third column will be of the frequency. So here we have written the frequency. The first 20 to 30 will be 30. Next 30 to 40 will be 58. And we have to first find out the mid value. So 20, how to find out the mid value? 20 plus 30 divided by 2, that is equal to 50 divided by 2, that is equal to 25. मतलब बीच वाला वैल्यू. तो नॉर्मली 30 and 40 का क्या होगा? 35 होगा. 40 and 50 का क्या होगा? 40 plus 50, 90, 90 divided by 2, that is 45. Similarly here we will get as 55. Here we will get as 65, here 75, 85, 95. So we'll get the mid value in this way. Now first we have to find out the deviation. So if the data are continuous, then we have to find out the deviation. So here we have to take one of them as an assumed mean. So most probably take those values which are present in the mid of the data as an mid value. So we have taken 65 as an assumed mean. It is not like that ki you must take always 65 only, but you can also take 55 also. Here the number of data is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 data are given there. Therefore you can choose not those 3 not these three. Any two of the value can be taken as the mid value. So either you can take 55 or you can take 65. So here I have taken 65 as an assumed mean. So I have taken assumed mean as 65. So if you take 55, then also the answers remains the same. So now how to find out the deviation? We know that in order to find out the deviation, we have to take the variables, that is 25 minus assumed mean, that is 65, divided by number of observations. So the number of observation is 10. Sorry, not the observation, but the class interval. So the class interval you can find out, it is 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, means class interval is, your width of the class is 10. So we have to divide it by means of the class width. So x is the x variable, that is mid value, minus a, the mid term or the middle value what you have assumed as a mean, that should be subtracted and then divided by the class width. So you'll get certain values like minus 4, here we'll get as again 35 minus 65, because we have taken 65 as assumed mean, divided by 10, we will give you minus 3. Similarly you get minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So we have calculated the D. Now we know the formula. According to the formula, you must calculate the summation of FD square as well as summation of FD. So we have to calculate this FD as well as the FD square. So here we have to find out the FD as well as the FD square. What do you mean by F? As if the F is the frequency. So 30 into what is D? D is the deviation. How much you get the D? As 4. So 30 into minus 4 will give you minus 120. So you'll get the value as minus 120. Similarly, F, what is the F of next data? That is 58 into minus 3 will gives you minus 174. Similar 62 into 2 will gives you minus 120. 85 into minus 1 gives you 85. 112 into 0 will gives you only the 0. 70 into 1, 70, 57 into 2, 114, and 26 into 3 will gives you 78. So we have find out again the FD. Now we have to find out the FD square. Here if you want, you can make a section after this as D square, so that you can multiply the F with the D square. So what is the D? Over here is minus 4. And what is D square? That is equal to 16. So 16 into 30 will gives you 480. Similarly, F into D square, whatever, you will get these data. So by taking the summation of FD square, here the summation of FD square, what will get? 1867. And this is the summation of FD, that is equal to minus, first we have to add all the negative values. First we have to add all the negative values and then you have to add the positive values. After addition of all these negative value and positive value, then we have to subtract. So we'll get the value either in positive or the negative integers. So you got the FD, you got the summation of D square, and you know summation of Fn, number of observation is taken as summation of F, that is equal to totaling of the frequency, and the frequency is 500. Now applying on the formula, we'll get, now by means of applying on the formula, shortcut method, we know that sigma is equal to square root of summation of fd square divided by n minus summation of fd by n the whole square into c. C is a class weight. So now we have to put all the datas. We know that summation of fd square is equals to 1867. So here what is the summation of fd square? 1867. And what is the n? N is 500. So 1867 divided by 500 minus what is the summation of fd? What is the summation of fd? The summation of fd is minus 214. So we have to write inside the formula. So minus 241 divided by 500 into class weights, that is equal to 10. So when we calculate all this thing, we'll get the answer as 18.71. So we have seen the standard deviation, shortcut method, as well as assumed mean method, shortcut method and the direct method. So you can calculate the standard deviation by any one of the method which you like. It is also a part of practical, so I have given many stress on the table how to calculate it, because it is also a part of the practical. So in case of the type of examination, you have to solve the given problems and then you can score the marks. So do the practice, and I have already suggested the books. Go through the books if possible, and if you have any doubt you can ask me. So coming up to the next slide, last slide of the standard deviation, that is the merits and demerits of standard deviation. So you can say that the standard deviation has certain merits as well as demerits. So the merits are that it is based on all observation. Here you can say that each and every observation is taken into the consideration. Consider में लिया जाता है, and it is rigidly defined. We can easily define a particular average, how many deviation here, you can say the deviation is present from the mean, and it is very less affected by the fluctuation of sampling. जब हम fluctuate करते हैं sampling को तो बहुत कम उनमें fluctuation होता है. So you can say that merits are that कि it is based on all observation, it is rigidly defined and less affected by fluctuation of sampling. These are the 3 points which comes under the merits. Now what are the demerits? So until and unless you know the formula, you don't know how to calculate it, you can't calculate it. So it is difficult to calculate. Calculate जो पर्यंत आपको पता नहीं है तब तक आप calculate नहीं कर सकते हैं. And it is not simple to understand. So if you understand the concept once, you can calculate it. But if you won't understand, just like a middle term, range, etc. खूब simple होते हैं. हम understand करते हैं कि middle मतलब बीच वाला term लेना है. Mean मतलब सब लोगों को add करना है, उसके बाद divide करना number of observation. But here we have to find out the deviation. We have to find out the summation of FD. So we need certain understanding. So it's not so simple to understand. थोड़ा सा difficult है and gives more weightage to the extreme values. और extreme values को बहुत ज़्यादा weightage दिया जाता है. So normally standard deviation, it is summarizes the deviation of a large distribution from mean, and it indicates whether the variation of differences of the individual from the mean is is by chance, that is natural, or real due to some special regions. Or you can say that it's help in finding the suitable size of the sample फॉर वैलिड कंक्लूशन. मतलब हमें क्या करता है, वो एक सुटेबल साइज देता है कि कितना उसमें डिविएशन हुआ है, मीन में डिविएशन हुआ है. So with this we are going to finish this topic of standard deviation. Next lecture we are going to deal with the next topic of the statistical aspect. Thank you once again.